Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome to another installment of the ArchCast. As we've got one of those days today, a little bit too many things are happening all at once, and none of them video game related, which is the annoying part. Well, actually,
I know, it fucking sucks, man.
not all of them non-video game related. For once, I would like to start with a moment of silence for the last two Tomcats reportedly being destroyed.
Oh, really?
Yep. Reports have come in that a couple of the last Tomcats were destroyed on the ground during the Israeli strikes on Iranian airfields, so that's a tragedy.
Oh.
That chat, that is the true tragedy. But we do have a little bit of complaining about Stellar Blade, so, you know, that's the closest thing to video game news we come to today, I guess.
I mean, not video game news, but happy almost Father's Day, since Father's Day is tomorrow. And happy Flag Day. The U.S. Army is turning, what was it? 250 years old?
You don't need to bring up your nation's embarrassing lack of history, Lum. It's okay.
Shut up. Right now, my nation is probably going to be having multiple cities burn by tonight, since there is a bunch of coordinated, quote-unquote, protests around the country. But we could talk about that after we talk about hot women.
And hello, everyone, on Kick as well. We're trying to move people over to Kick these days, as, well, it pays better, so...
Oh, I see you listen to my advice, Archly.
I was invited. I didn't want to say no at that point.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, Stellar Blade released on PC to very, 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 very good numbers. Let's see, what's Steam DB right now? Well, if the Steam DB website will work, that is, which is apparently not today. Peaking out at 188,000 players, which is pretty nice for a year-old video game being re-released on PC after a console launch, so not too bad, not too bad.
It's a very good game. I seen that you were enjoying yourself.
Especially after other premier titles being launched earlier this year.
Ah, yes, Avowed. Your most favoritist game of all.
Oh yeah, Stellar Blade has done pretty well for itself, and that upsets the journalists who are now complaining over Gooner games, which is rather ironic considering the standing ovation that PC Gamer gave the bare sex scene in Baldur's Gate. Yeah. The reaction to Stellar Blade from the mainstream gaming media sphere is far more to do with the fact that it's women and not animals having sex, and that upsets people like Joshua Woolens here, which, to be fair, is a very fitting name considering.
Service guarantees citizenship.
It's just like what the double standards when it comes to games. It's like, oh yes, this left-leaning pandering game can be
I have
like
lost.
just an entire sex simulator and be like, oh yeah, it's so progressive. But as soon as like hot women, it's like, oh, this is terrible. Oh, think of the children, guys.
They don't like women.
I have lost. Shit.
Clearly.
Especially not attractive women. They really don't like those. But beyond that, the big topic is, of course, Israel started bombing Iran just yesterday, I think. And they've been having a lot of fun over there. A lot of fun. With the blessing of the US as well, it seems.
It's like from what I understood, the US didn't know that they were going to do this. And also, I guess Iran or whoever is now bombing Israel, and their fancy little dome thing isn't catching all the missiles, and it's hitting wherever the fuck they're.
Yes, so Israel presumably expected this to go very easily, as they initially announced that they would have 2 weeks of strikes. And the initial wave was apparently very successful, reports having been apparently confirmed from Iran's side that they've killed both commanders in the Iranian military and several of their nuclear physicists. So, there you go. Good aim, I suppose.
Yeah, and it's like, it shouldn't even be surprising that Israel was going to do this, because they've been planning since last year to strike the Iranian nuclear facilities and everything, because they were a little too close for comfort for making weapons.
Yep, but Israel does not seem to have predicted the response, as Tel Aviv have been struck by several missiles as well, including unconfirmed at the moment reports that they've struck one of Israel's main military command and control postings as well. So, clearly, the Iron Dome has been either overwhelmed or outfoxed at the moment.
Yep. Why is everything going on, like, at the same fucking time, my guy? Like, we have riots over here on U.S. soil. We have the Middle East continuing to slap fight each other. Apparently, another thing that is, on top of the news pile, Bonnie Blue got banned from OnlyFans.
Well, that's a good thing, at least.
Yeah.
I do like this one, so showing some of the impacts as well, but I like this one. Grok, are those my tax dollars? It is likely that is your tax dollars.
It's like, okay, if my tax dollars are going towards missiles, I want to at least be able to sign it. I want to write something on the missiles before it launches off. It's like, okay, if I'm paying for this, I want to write something on it. I'll just put subscribe to the ArchCast on YouTube. Fucking imagine that. Somebody promoting their YouTube channel on a fucking missile shell.
That would be pretty great.
Trick or treat.
As of course, yes, the US has provided a lot of aid to Iran over the years in return for them not building nuclear weapons, which whether or not they've actually done is a bit unclear. They obviously pay for a great deal of Israel's defense, including the Iron Dome, for intercepting shit like this, it would be more like David's sling, but, theoretically. So yes, these are American tax dollars going up to explode incoming rockets, as well as American tax dollars coming down to explode on the ground, so make of that what you will. I do love the fact too, though. Yes, these are probably your tax dollars. And this is set to continue for, I think, 2 weeks at this point. So, goody, good.
Trick or treat. Can I sell your feet?
Although, there have also been the usual, what was it? I think, yes, one of the things is that Iran claims to have shot down F-35s, Israeli F-35s. Which is entirely convinced, honestly. I'd say that's relatively unlikely, but they've claimed to have shot down not 1, not 2, but I think 3 at this point, and also having captured the pilots, one of which is a woman, apparently. And, I mean, if anybody was going to get shot down, it was likely to be a woman, after all.
It's like, unless I get to see pictures of the wreckage afterwards, I'm not gonna believe you shot down 3 of those. And it's like, oh, look at this stock image of this fucking plane. Yeah, we shot these down for real.
Iran claims downing Israeli F-35, says female pilot captured.
Well,
probably
she's going
trying
to
to
be
park.
leaking everything. She's going to leak everything. There's
Trick or treat.
there's no
Can
secrets
I
that are going to
smell
be
your
kept from
feet?
them.
According to the state-affiliated Taslim News, Iran's air defense forces intercepted and destroyed what they described as hostile Zionist regime aircraft. Why the fuck not? I'd be surprised if they managed to shoot down an F-35. I'd be surprised if they managed to see an F-35 to begin with,
Trick or
but
treat. Can I smell
possible.
your feet?
Then again, this is another war that has been fought more in armor rather than in the actual real life, as Twitter is full of armor footage now.
Citizenship.
Oh, there we go. Yep. Is this from this round? No, this is from an earlier round. So I'm sure people have seen loads of these clips, for example, where you see what appears to be some sort of aircraft or whatever getting shot at. Usually this is from a video game called Arma, and people keep falling for it.
I seen that. I seen
Trick or
for
treat.
like
Can I smell
what
your
last week
feet?
during the first stage of the 2025 LA riots. Someone tried saying that an attack helicopter was going through LA, but it was just from a cutscene from a Call of Duty game.
Oh, that was loud. Stop doing that. But yeah, there's assloads of this, and all of it, if you know anything about what's going on, is incredibly fake, as here we have a jet fighter doing a fucking gun run at treetop altitude. The brave Panchal shot down the Pakistani fighter plane. Yes, absolutely. I suppose it's credit to Arma. I believe even the developers Bohemia Interactive have basically gone like, listen, stop. It's stupid. Don't do this. But no, it continues. And of course, it's because they get a lot of clicks out of this. Unfortunately, as many complaints as we rightfully have about the mainstream media and how it was frequently misleading, decentralizing journalism to Twitter also has some problems here and there, in that you are now giving it to people whose primary currency is attention. And it doesn't really matter if what they put up is bullshit, because for some strange reason, no matter how many times people are exposed to post literal lies, they don't really lose a whole lot of long-term traction because of it. Interesting, that.
In the age of AI and just realistic video game footage, there's going to be so much of this, and it's not going to stop. They could use the exact same clip for different locations of the world, and people will still believe it.
Yes, and the same clip over and over again
Fire is
as
the
well.
answer.
Also, I found a particularly wonderful one. So, this one right here. So Iran has been hitting Tel Aviv, which is, of course, a civilian, city, right? And so, how do we justify bombing the civilian infrastructure? Well, we have this wonderful little Twitter video here, which we will have a look at because it's quite brilliant. So,
Trick or
firstly,
treat.
the reason why the Iranians hit civilian housing was because Israel was storing F-35 fighter jets inside of the civilian houses.
What?
Which, to be fair, I wish they were. This is fucking awesome. This is some... what is that? What was that show? You Americans had like a puppet show with rockets and stuff. What's that thing?
Puppet show with rockets?
Yeah.
Oh.
What the
I
hell
don't
was
remember.
I?
Chat!
There was a thing like that, a puppet show where you had like rockets inside of a fucking mountain and shit, and it was stop motion. And I have completely
Team
forgotten what
America.
it's called. I don't. No, there was another one.
Thunderbird? Thunderbolts?
Thunderbirds?
Thunderbirds.
Thunderbirds?
People keep saying Team America. People say Thunderbirds. Hold on.
Ah, yes, this is the one. Thunderbirds. There you go.
I decided to look up Team America, and oh my god, I fucking remember this movie.
Yeah, because the Thunderbirds had all kinds of like crazy rockets and shit they stored in mountains and all kinds of mad stuff like that. There you go. That's the one. So I wish Israel was doing this because that would be fucking awesome. But they weren't just storing F-35s in these buildings, Lum Lum. No, that would be too easy for the great army of Israel. No. We've got better things yet to come. So, under the ground, because they've obviously excavated the area underneath the buildings as well, we've got better. We have giant missiles, of course. We have what appears to be an underground aircraft carrier. Yeah. We've got an underground aircraft carrier there, ready to rise up and attack Iran at a moment's notice. But it's not finished yet, Lum Lum, because Iran's true secret weapon, no, Israel's secret weapon, has yet to be revealed. The Imperial Star Destroyer. Rather famously hidden underneath the civilian complexes in Israel.
Here's the question. Fire is the answer.
What the
This is for deployment when the Iranians get really uppity.
You ignorant slut.
This is so fucking stupid, but I love it.
It's great. I wish this was true. This would make for a far better and superior reality to the shitty one we're in right now.
I'd like Israel a lot more if this was true.
God, why is America paying for this? America, why are you giving them billions? The fuckers have Star Destroyers. Like, you shouldn't be paying them. They should be paying you. Fucking
Man,
space
I
Jews
don't
over
know.
here.
You know what? I think for the next project that America helps fund, they need just a giant mech. They need a mech built.
A Mecha Jew.
Mecha Jew!
I am sure that's a thing
Yes,
somewhere on the
yes.
internet.
Fire is the answer.
But yeah, that's why Iran was bombing Tel Aviv, because, you know, they gotta destroy the Star Destroyers before they become a real threat. So yeah, hell, you know what? I'm not even annoyed by the armor footage anymore. At least that the armor stuff looks sort of kind of convincing. If you don't know how warfare works, then it does look kind of good. It's a helicopter, there's gunfire, it looks like a jet fighter, etc. You could see how a normie might be fooled by some of this.
Mm.
But underground Star Destroyers, I don't know
wish
anymore.
It was fucking true. Ugh. Again, whatever my tax dollars pay, I want to be able to sign it.
Guarantees citizenship.
I don't care if I'm just a silly fish on the internet. I want to sign it and slap a sticker on it.
And this is obviously done for attention. So this has 6.4 million views, and I am adding to that counter now. I know, I'm not proud of myself, but
Service guarantees citizenship.
see, back when all of this started, there was this assumption on the internet that you couldn't just make shit up, because if you did, then surely your audience would go like, "Oh, but you're a liar. You're obviously a liar. I'm not going to watch you anymore." Not true, apparently. Not true. You can actually make up some pretty wild shit repeatedly and retain an audience.
Yep.
Now,
Well, it's like it can't be that bad. Well, actually, no, it is that bad because the DMC and whoever else is paying social media influencers again.
of course they are. Why wouldn't they?
Dude, it's sad. Some of them that I actually enjoyed watching sold the fuck out. Man, it sucks. So now I just go find somebody else. So I know some of you fuckers actually go to the gym and watch these gym influencers. Lean Beef Patty, she sold the fuck out.
Service guaranteed.
Lean beef patty? Who?
She's a gym influencer. It's sad.
Gym influencers? God, why do people trust anyone on the internet? You can trust me, that's about it. Nobody else. But yeah, the attack seems to have been fairly successful. What little air force Iran has largely been bombed. I don't even know if the Iranians frankly cared anymore. I think they've kind of just given up on having an air force at this point, and they're just building missiles and drones. And there have been some successful missile strikes on Tel Aviv, so there's that. Iran is, as usual, claiming that they're very, very powerful and super duper dangerous. I doubt it. They do have fair few ballistic missiles, which they keep threatening to use. And, I mean, they probably got a nuke at this point. Let's be fair here.
Mm-hmm.
They've probably got a nuke. See, the entire Iranian nuclear program is just nonsense, right? America's like, oh, please don't make a nuke. We'll pay you not to. Like, they've been developing this thing for like 30 years at this point. If they are actually trying, they have a nuke. There are tutorials on the internet on how to build a nuke, okay? It's not hard. It is genuinely not that difficult to build a nuclear bomb. The Russians themselves are paying them, probably in uranium, and of course in expertise.
Yes. Oh, and also Archly. You
Yes.
got a $50.
Thank you. If Iran wanted to have a nuke, they have a nuke. They're not going to use it, because if they did, then their entire nation would be wiped off the face of the fucking earth. This is just Iran and Israel doing their thing. I swear to God, it's more to get rid of surplus military equipment than anything else. I bet you there's a little phone line between, what's the midget's name? Benjamin Netanyahu, and whatever the mullah's name is. And they call each other up routinely and go like, listen, I've got so and so much stuff. It's about to, hit its expiration date. It costs more to fucking blow this stuff up than it does to buy new shit. Would you mind? And then they just toss some shit at each other for a week or two. That's what this is. That is what this is. And John Smith for $50. Thank you very much, sir. 100 for 250 for Dyson's Fair, single play. Adding in the 50 from last week. I hope you're doing well. At some level, I feel like we're living in interesting times. God, sometimes does that feel like a curse. Don't worry. In the eternal words of the nuclear Russian operator, nothing ever happens. They're just getting rid of some surplus material.
I don't know. It's like it's funny. We've been living through quote unquote moments in history since the 90s. It's like, oh yeah, some of these once in a lifetime things that are happening has been happening a little too often for my taste.
The one annoying thing is that I feel like if they would just not, then the Iranian regime would be falling anyways. It's been about 10 years or so now of consistent Western subversion in Iran. Ironically, through a feminist movement. The women are going to ruin another nation, but this time it's a nation we want them to ruin, so it's okay.
Oh yeah, did you hear about the Western protesters that got stopped in Egypt and are now being harassed by the Egyptian youth?
You mean Greta's little fucking flotilla?
I don't know if it's Greta's group or if it's another group that went over there, but apparently a bunch of Western morons are being harassed by the Egyptian youth, and they're just stuck at the border. Let's see. Western pro. Yes, here we go. Let me put in live. Which I honestly think it's kind of funny because some of them noticed the errors of their ways as they were being harassed.
Let's see. Egyptian authorities violent clash with Western activists detain and deport marchers en masse. Good. Alright, they were walking towards Gaza, and they happened to be walking through Egypt. Who doesn't like them, and they were assaulted. This reminds me of that one time they tried to hold a pride parade in Serbia. Didn't work out very well. But there was also, of course, Greta Thunberg's little flotilla of aid. So she was bringing a sailboat to Gaza to feed the, 250,000 fucking people there with, a tuna can each, I think.
Yeah.
Didn't work out. She was stopped by the Coast Guard, obviously. She then claimed to have been kidnapped by the Israeli military, who put her on a plane and sent her the fuck out of the country again as quickly as humanly possible after feeding them, of course. So, she is the first person in human history to have been kidnapped, and the only demand the kidnappers made was for Sweden to take her the fuck back.
How does Greta look 40 and 12 at the same time?
It is because Greta Thunberg specifically styles herself to look young. Unfortunately, the various, people in the European Union could tell the difference between a real 12-year-old and a fake one, and so she's not getting a whole lot of public support anymore. Tragic for her.
Well, it's like I honestly stopped listening to Greta after the whole "How dare you" clip went viral. And I'm like, yeah, no, this chick's retarded.
It is important to remember that this woman was raised by actors, and that is behind everything she does. When she was sent to France, she walked off the plane pretending to be handcuffed, for example. Hoping that might get in the news. But she was then spotted later on speaking to journalists with no handcuffs visible.
Yeah. So is she Swedish, right?
Yes.
Why
all
are
of
the
these
Swedes
people are
like
Swedish.
this? Why are the Swedes like this?
The Swedes are subhumans, and they produce other subhumans, like Greta Thunberg. It is a tragedy that the Swedish people have sadly not been forced to answer for yet. I wonder if we have a picture of her little boat somewhere.
It's like all of these activists are just fucking retarded, and especially the ones that are stuck in Egypt right now, because they all think that the Egyptians support Palestine and shit. No, they all hate they hate the Gazans. They hate those people. They don't want them anywhere near them.
So here we see Greta's aid flotilla. It's a single boat with carry capacity of, 2-3 tons, if you're being very optimistic. That was going to feed Palestine. See, what's the population
if you want it to be like, sneaky and covert about it, you don't have the fucking flags just flapping around there.
Ignorant slut.
Middle East is like Asia; they all hate each other. Yep.
I can't find a population number immediately, but I'm assuming that there's more people in Gaza that can be fed with whatever you can carry on this boat. Fairly certain about it. But Iran, of course, has been trying to keep grip on its power as well against its own protesters, and it has been largely failing. Despite such ingenious tactics, such as using rap music to wage a culture war against its opponents.
Trick or treat.
I'm sure Hassan Piker has already watched this rap music video many, many times, so I shall not expose anything to it.
I'm sure Hassan funded the music video.
Plus, unlike Hassan, I am not at all sure that I wouldn't be simply yeeted off the internet if I were to so much as click on the official Iranian propaganda rap music video.
I mean, if you somehow mute it specifically for YouTube, you could show it on Kick just fine.
That's true, yes. But, of course, the only thing that Iran hates more than Iran itself is America. So, whenever somebody sticks their dick in and starts waving it about, it only unifies the Iranians against the foreigners again. So, I feel like this is a bit of a waste of time and resources, but, oh well.
You ignorant slut.
Maybe somewhere right now the script of Top Gun 2 is carried out, and there was actually a legitimate danger that they'd make some nukes. Meh. Right. Let's do the super chats then, since we're kind of wrapping up the Iran-Israel topic. It's dumb. It's a way to get rid of surplus weaponry, and nothing's going to happen. If Iran nukes Israel tomorrow, well, then I'll have been wrong. What a shame. Special No Kangs Victim Day podcast. No Kangs? What?
Oh no, the No Kings protest. I'm gonna bring up the interactive map while you read this shit.
Ah, yes. Order nude. The only thing I care about is Disney lying about bringing back the good animations. Everything else should go for a dive in a fjord during a winter. I hear the Jotuner are mighty accommodating. Ah, yes. We should do that topic next, because that's actually a good thing before we move on to assassinations in America. Ornu, small lum lum mean no feet. Lum lum with no feet means sad lum lum. Sad lum lum mean chat happy. Sad lum lum on head mean angry lum lum. Angry lum lum mean chat very happy. Very happy chat mean money. This too is true. Knight of Caliban, late once again, Arch. Shame on you. Not that much. Fine. Most next anyone. Wait, what? Ass Shat Antion happened? Yes, assassinations did indeed happen. Let's see. Shooter was a Democrat, 92%. So we're thinking it was probably a leftist who shot people.
From what one bit words from what rumors are saying, it was Tim Wall's associate.
Yes. Well, for the rumor I like to believe is that it was Tim Waltz himself who did this, and police are currently hunting him. Lumi loves feet. 1 and 2. Hello, Melodious Mouse. Hail Arch. High rest. Last week, Lum Lum Laughed sang all my Superchats as required, except for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle theme song. This is in part my fault. I should have known that she would refuse to sing the praise of those that defeated her beloved Foot Clan. Because Lumi loves feet. She does do that.
No.
Fire is the answer.
That would be the one thing she wouldn't want to do. Adon Ben Asher, howdy Norman Fish. Hope you're doing great. It's been for 6 months. Thank you, sir. We are. Zerg1337, Dev has been uppity on C. You need to bring him back to bring him down up to size. Dev is always uppity. It is the existence of a dev to be uppity. I think he's defending murder as a political tool in my DMs right now. Let's see. Yep. Yes, he is. Yep. Dev is arguing that murder is permissible so long as your enemy is right wing. Fucking hell, Dev. Why are you doing this to yourself? Sometimes I wish to just start leaking Dev's DM so I can demonstrate just how good of a person I am. We're still trying to be friends with this mad maniac. Dev. I want to put a muzzle on him. That's what I would desire. I just want Dev to be quiet for a month at a time or something.
But he'd literally explode if he did that.
I know. Nightmare. Who would win? Big Mike versus Big Larry? Probably Big Mike. I mean, have you seen the size of Michelle Obama's dick? Even Lumi's is not that large.
Big Mike scares me.
Degson Voorhees, happy National Insurrection Day, Arch/Lumi. We are indeed insurrecting. Master Packlord, hello Arch and Lumrat. Arch, how dare you forget about the white scars for so long? More Iron Hands content than Mongols and speed bikes. How dare you, sir? Well, because they too are gay. Nightmare, when Big Larry came round just to put him down, SpongeBob turned into a clown. They have songs now about Lumi's transition.
What?
Onu, how about our commentators raise their hands if their country was never owned by Sweden? We were never owned by Sweden. We were handed over by the Danish. There's a difference. Much ashamed, our buddy informed me that ICE doesn't have an office in Seattle federal building that was attacked. Doesn't have an office in Seattle federal that was attacked last week, but the ATF does. Right-wing extremism. ATF. Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Back when tobacco and alcohol smuggling were the problems. Just a mapping for 20, thank you. The Iran proves one thing. When Trump says something, it's wise to listen. Trump gives Iran 60 days to make a deal. They did not, and that is Trump's answer. As for the left in the US, they seem to be getting out of hand. Since when haven't they? Nightmare, she'll change her name to Larry. Larry. So come home, Perry. Come home, Perry. Come home. Perry. Lumi's sex change is becoming a common topic here. Just like coconuts.
No!
Edhan Ben Asher just gone to stream and already need to leave in 10 because IDF warns of sirens. At least you have sirens, okay? That's something. Now, go hide in the Star Destroyer underneath your building.
Do you think every residential building has their own Star Destroyer underneath, or is it just one?
It's all of them.
Yeah. So yes, go into your residential Star Destroyer, you'll be just fine.
You should be fine, yes. The shields should protect you. Zerg1337, Iran is a nice decoy from Gaza. I mean, yeah. Whilst they're doing this, they should probably go even harder on Gaza to try and get that done with. Belial, Stillblade comes out on PC, journos get butthurt. I decide to do my part and buy the most expensive version of the game available. The only sensible thing to do. Skullthrone 88, Bonnie Blue was kicked off OnlyFans. Also, silence subject, your pathetic Nordic nation only exists because the US finds you mildly funny. I just hope both countries have fun. Yeah, all I hope is that the US doesn't get directly involved. So long as this is just Israel and Iran throwing their surplus storage of missiles at each other, not my dog, not my fight.
Yep.
Bloodthirsty becomes a member. Thank you very much, sir. Nightmare, it was actually God Emperor Netanyahu all along. Palpatine Netanyahu. Emperor Netanyahu. Bugaslava, the warding of two ascetic heathen folks leans lightly upon my soul. Yep. Oh, no, the Arabs are fighting again. Oh, how terrible. And yes, I consider the Israelis to basically be Arabs at this point. Considering how often they shoot at their neighbors, yep, the Israelis are Arabs. Empty Veins, Arch, would you consider covering the Russo-Ukrainian war start to finish went over? Like your 40k war series? I mean, that would actually be kind of funny. I've genuinely considered moving over to just doing war commentary because I can't do both that and pop cultural stuff. And YouTube, it feels as if YouTube has started really hating the pop culture commentary, as the algorithm is really shit these days. So maybe.
I mean, heck, when in doubt, if you want to get into the nitty gritty of like war and military commentary, you could do the streams over on Kick, and then you can do edited videos over on YouTube.
Kiddos have been around for 13 month poop happening, guys. It is. Most thanks anyone. The world is coming to an end. I couldn't be happier. Bernard Logan. I was just in LA. The city is a shell of itself. Now it has only communists and crackheads. Every store is boarded up. Everyone in a bunker mindset. I mean, yes. Why wouldn't you? Libra Wolf 2025 SB a Guna game. Meanwhile, Bayonetta 2009. Yes. I mean, this used to be normal, but then we all turned into weird people, weird pussies. It's strange. And I reject it utterly. Coldstone 888, fight it yet, shot down. Women most affected. That is a good thing to point out. Mercenaries 21, in the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Kiddos, just did some overtime. This is where my tax dollars are going. Absolutely. You gotta replenish Israel and Iran's weapons stockpile. And this is the only way to do it. I'm sorry. It's the only way. Reverend Norse, interesting. We have a part of the right that is pro-Israel, another part that is anti-Israel. Not like the left, but the cut ties with the small hat people kind. Will it split MAGA? $10 on 2 mothers. I don't even know, honestly. The entire Israel divide is a silly one. It seems to be mostly special interest groups that's behind it. I don't see any reason why the US should be overly concerned with the Middle East. In general, should have learned this lesson by now.
It's like, honestly, it's like if we didn't have cameras on the Middle East showing all of their war bullshit, how much do, like, this is just in me and my little brain thinking too much. But what if we just stop talking about it and they just stop fighting because they stop getting sympathy money?
Yeah, largely. The answer to the Middle East is to ignore the Middle East completely and utterly. If we could but do that, we would save ourselves a lot of money and a lot of nonsense and a lot of headaches.
Yeah.
David the Red, there is an AI-generated picture of a crashed F-35 posted by Iran. The tariff was backwards and the tail fin was backward. Many other things were wrong. I do love the idea, though, that Iran is now using, like, Google Image AI or something to fake images of shot-down fighter jets. I like that. That's a good idea. I want more nations to just start making AI propaganda, preferably of just stupid shit. Let's make Let's make it cringe. Let's make AI so fucking cringe by giving it to the government that nobody else wants to use it. The
Just
only
let nature
solution.
take its course, Lum.
Have
Yes,
you-
I honestly think we
Fire
should
is
just
the
leave them
answer.
alone. Let nature take its course, and then whoever survives at the end, well, they clearly deserve to live longer.
Yep, you have won the chosen lands. Enjoy. BWS, hi from Tel Aviv. I hope everyone is doing okay. Last 24 hours have been a nightmare of running back and forth from public bomb shelters. Love you, Arch. I hope you're safe, BWS. Again, I recommend seeking shelter in the Star Destroyers.
But yeah, stay safe and hope you're doing well today.
What's the next 21? Thunderbirds is UK. Same with Stingray Show. Is it? It looked so American. I remember it being American. What's the next 81? Actually, aircraft carrier isn't that far-fetched. Isn't it?
Service
Isn't it,
guarantees
though?
citizenship.
Mesa Fun Mad, how are the F-14s doing? I actually care about them. Sadly, they've probably been blown up. Unfortunately. The F-14s were probably a sad and unfortunate casualty of this war. The only one I care about so far. Eran Benesha, Space Battleship Yamato is right here in my cellar, Lum Lum. Have you watched Space Battleship Yamato, Lum Lum?
I have not.
Why?
I've never heard of it till now.
How?
I'll add it to my shit to watch list. Right now I'm watching Sharp. Let me catch up with shit.
How the fuck have you never watched Space Battleship Yamato?
Because I haven't.
What's wrong with you?
A lot, actually.
All right. God damn it. Right, it's time to demonetize the stream. Because of Lum Lum again. Fucking Lum Lum.
What?
Fucking Lum Lum costing me money yet again. Alright.
You could just send it to me in DMs.
No, it's not how we do things here. Alright, I'll share the Brave window with you, because Brave doesn't have the ads. Alright, here we go. Time to educate Lum Lum. That's like one of the most iconic intros ever, Lum Lum. How have you not? How have you not?
I don't know, but I'll watch it with Moose Man. He's probably heard of it and he'll probably be just as disappointed as you are.
Space Battleship Yamato. It's brilliant.
Do you think the Japanese has one of those underneath each of their residential buildings?
I hope so. I really, really do hope so. Right, chat, more super chats, because now we don't get ads because of fucking Lum Lum.
You can mute it!
That defeats the entire purpose of Space Battleship Yamato.
I mean in the VOD, God, man.
Although the new one, the new versions of Space Battleship Yamato are actually good. They remastered it, and it's actually good. Wonderful stuff.
Nice.
Fucking Lum Lum. Scarf of the Strange. This wasn't the first time Arma was mistaken for real. Oh, not by any stretch of the imagination. Mercenaries 1. The underground stuff is true, Arch. Tunnels. The tunnels. Scarf of the Strange. Oh my god, they really do have Jewish space laces. They do. The Dr. Tropo mobile suit Judam. Skullgirl Thane. Netanyahu as all creamy Sheev force lifting his fleet of Star Destroyers out of the ground. Yes. Space Monkey 0899. Luzankia Executor class Super Star Destroyer buried in a Coruscant from Star Wars X-Wing. Baka War. Even knows the one. Scarf of the Strange. They already have giant robots. It's the Golem of Prague. Right, Master Packler. Not lean beef patty. Damn you, Aqua Scum. Listen, she was a woman on the internet. They cannot be trusted. What's the next anyone? Giesling Maxwell has a submarine license. Look, the places that apparently have submarine licenses that are landlocked. They're legitimate. Yep. Tel Aviv actually have submarines underneath their buildings. Slow Florida man. How likely is it that the Iranian nuclear program is Empire of Dust 2? That's a good point, actually. They might simply be too incompetent to maintain the knowledge. Itzika, hail Arch and disciple Lum. ArchCast is like my church once a week. I visit, give him money, and return to receive moral guidance. Yes. The eccentric Ripper, Iran's doctrine is to be close to a nuke, but never get it. They can blackmail for concessions without triggering an arms race in the Middle East. They'd lose. Yep. No, unironically, that is genuinely my interpretation of it as well. They want to always be like, oh, we might get one. So that other nations will throw money at them without ever actually making one.
Mm.
And hey, it's worked out pretty well so far, so good on them, I guess. All right, I think that's most of the super chats related to this topic. This is the new strategy. I'm gonna try to do super chats for the topic whilst it's still sort of kind of relevant. We'll try. But now, good news! Happy news! Don't worry about World War III, which isn't happening. As much as I adore Alex Jones for being a flat, fluffy conspiracy theorist, people need to start with the World War III shit. Even if Iran did decide to nuke Israel, we're not going to start World War III over this. Calm. Jesus. And they're not going to either. Now, Ron Clements is coming out of retirement and returning to Disney specifically to tutor a new generation of animators. 2D animators. He's going to be the sensei.
Out of retirement. He's coming out of retirement because he knows that if he doesn't do this, the art of 2D animation will be lost and gone forever.
Oh yeah, it's already dead. Like, this fucker is one of the last surviving ones that knows anything about this. He's, of course, famous for Aladdin. He made Hercules. He worked on the Black Cauldron, I think, as well. The Little Mermaid, not the Little Black Mermaid, of course. And he's an absolute legend in the field of animation. And probably the best animation guy Disney has ever had. He also worked on Moana before that became cringe, but I think he was just like an advisory role on that one. So he has quite a lot of pedigree to him. And it is a bit interesting that they pick this time right now. Because Disney has been doing a lot of 3D recently, of course, as we know. It's their only thing they've been doing. The whole Pixar thing has been everything Disney's done.
Service guarantees citizenship.
What was the... Oh, yes, I believe this was going around the internet as well now. God damn it. Where is Amalgamite when I need her? I'm looking for a picture of the new erotic horse mayor of Zootopia, and I know she's already got that saved.
I seen a VTuber post it. Give me a second. Like, literally not even an hour ago.
Oh, there you go. Don't worry, I just DM'd Mal, and there you go. Zootopia 2 is going to be Disney's next big budget thing now. And you know what the problem of 3D animation is? Is that all of it looks the same. It's all Pixar. All of it is Pixar. There's nothing different. All of it is just Pixar. It's the same animation style. It's the same presentation. It's the same art. All of it every time. And whilst there is value to having a brand, so to say, I think, honestly, people are getting a little sick of it. And the primary audience these days are Fuck, they're more adults than children. Children don't give a shit about animated movies anymore. They're playing Roblox and shit. They don't give a fuck about any of this. I swear to God, it is more parents bringing their children to the cinema than children going, "Oh, Dad, I want to watch this movie." It's practically more bait for the parents now.
Yeah, and it's like I wonder if they're gonna try to take a certain political leaning with this, because apparently Zootopia's new mayor is an actor turned politician.
Well, he does look like Fabio, so.
He does look like Fabio.
Horse Fabio. Horsio?
Horse.
Horsio. Meanwhile, the old animations, of course, had some different styles in them, little different flourishes, like Hercules working in the little spirals of Greek columns, for example. I think also he worked on Treasure Planet as well, which is, yeah, wasn't it? Yes! He was the director, writer, and producer on Treasure Planet. I'm thinking maybe Disney is trying to appeal to the actual young audience again, realizing that right now they're just living off nostalgia. And if they ever want to bring up a new generation of people to continue to watch their shit in the future, they're actually going to have to go back to the classics and start creating something new, because they've completely failed doing that. Completely failed. Like, Zootopia and Frozen are probably the closest things they've had to recent successes. And even then, they've only been somewhat successful. Frozen didn't really survive a sequel. We'll see if Zootopia does. Inside Out 2, I guess. That's had 2 movies that have been successful now. Avatar, sort of. Avatar's a weird one, because despite being incredibly financially successful, nobody really talks about Avatar.
Yeah, it's like I know Avatar is getting a continuation, and also a Netflix live-action remake where it's like, okay, with the Netflix live-action remake, originally the original creators and everything were a part of the project, and then they quickly left after Netflix was like, "But what if we take it in another direction?" And they're like, "Nope, we're gone, we're out."
I see. The eccentric Ripper in chat has it completely right there. They need more movies they can remaster in 30 years. Well, yeah, literally. That is what they're looking for. They're looking for new classics because they don't have any. Their entire income right now is built on shit that was made like 30, 40 years ago. They need something new, and the Pixar division just isn't producing it. They're not producing the big cultural things that Disney need. And I do believe that is because all of it looks the same. You can't really make a specific, like, Disney park attraction for a specific Pixar entity, because all of the Pixar entities just look the fucking same.
Mm.
And I'm presuming they now have realized that they need to start bringing back Western animation, because they're not going to get anyone from Asia. They're not going to get anyone from Asia that isn't already entrenched in the Asian market. They're not going to get anyone who's willing to work under Western guidelines either with all of that nonsense, especially not for anything directed at kids. So they need to reach back in the vault and chase this old motherfucker out of retirement and hope that he's still got the juice in him. How old is he? 72. Oof. I would not want to go to work when I was 72 years old. Especially as China too is, of course, eating Disney's lunch when it comes to entertainment now. China's becoming a bigger source of animations than the West is. There's also a problem, by the way, because whilst 2D animation can have a certain flair to it, see, that's the thing. 2D animation gets better the better the artist is. Whereas 3D animations, so long as you have the software and the general movement down, the baseline stuff, anything that looks like Pixar is Pixar. And China has already started copying that on fucking mass now. What was that animated movie? Oh, that one, yes. This one. I don't even know what the name of this fucking thing is.
Nausea.
Lum.
It says it right there.
How come you know the name of some Chinese animated slop, but you never heard about Space Battleship Yamato?
Arch, the name is right there.
I don't care. I'm attacking you right now. This perfectly demonstrates the point, right? Look at this. This is Chinese slop. It looks like Pixar. It's got the same like general glossiness to it as Pixar. It's got the same exaggerated features as Pixar. It just looks like Pixar. Because it's really, really, really fucking easy to replicate Pixar's art style. It's incredibly simple. Which means, again, that Disney can't really monopolize it. Because anyone and everybody can fucking make this if they so choose. Hell, the AI can make this with zero problems whatsoever. Whereas the old school animated stuff, nobody has been able to replicate that. There's no Chinese company that has managed to make a Treasure Planet or Journey to Atlantis. But this shit, they can pump out easy enough.
I mean, apparently, the amount of money this movie made is like absolutely fucking insane.
Let's see. $725 million worldwide at, what was that? That launch?
Service guarantees citizenship.
Because it was by far the biggest animated launch in China for forever, I think.
Well,
Which
for,
saw people
for
invest
Nausea
more.
2, for Nausea 2, the movie grossed over $2.1 billion worldwide.
There you go. Yep. And again, it's easy to replicate this. It's very hard to replicate this. This requires skill. This requires a rendering farm. And maybe Disney has finally realized that after they burnt their entire 2D animation wing to the fucking ground. There was also, I think, was this guy not responsible for Princess and the Frog? Let me check. Yes, he was. Right, so, The Princess and the Frog, I think... Is this the last 2D animated movie Disney ever made?
Yes.
I think it is. I think it is indeed, right. So this was also one of Ron Clements' works. This is a strange one right here, because it came out at kind of a bad time in like 2009. So the timing wasn't great. It was at the very tail end of Disney basically strangling the fucking life out of his animation department. I think he didn't produce it. No, he writer and director. It also it had a weird feel to it. Almost like it was a movie you'd expect to see Disney make today with a strange focus on race. See, I don't want to call it a woke movie because it wasn't necessarily, but it was very much so also Disney being like, hey, how do we make a black Disney princess? And how do we make it all about that kind of cultural heritage? And part of me wants to applaud them for that because that is kind of what we've always been asking for them to make their own, but it felt weird and pandery, even in 2009, way before this stuff really started kicking off. Did you watch this one, by the way, Lum?
Princess and the Frog? Yeah, I watched the shit out of this movie. I love the music.
Well, it had one musical number that became like popular and good. Friends on the Other Side. I don't even remember the other.
Dr. Facilier was such a good villain. Oh, I wish you got more of him.
It's the only thing I remember about this movie is the villain, pretty much.
I mean, I like the songs that Mama Odie was a part of.
And isn't this the one where they tried to turn it into a ride? And yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes, Tiana's Bayou Adventures. This is the one that has run into nothing but problems since it was created.
Yeah, this one took the place of fuck, what ride did it replace again? Hold on. It replaced Splash Mountain.
God, it's literally just a log ride where you watch some animatronics do shit.
Yes.
Terrible. I hate it.
I was surprised when they said they were going to replace Splash Mountain.
Yeah, I thought that was like an iconic feature.
It was. But they got rid of it because of racism and whatever.
Racism?
Because it had elements from Song of the South.
Oh, okay. Makes not a tremendous amount of sense, but very well. We'll have to wait and see if his return can create anything interesting, but I am all for the West attempting to regain its once absolute crushing lead in the art of 2D animation. And Disney has desperately been looking for something more old school to bring to the platter, as it's the only thing that seems to fucking sell these days. I have hope. I have hope. How about what, Do we know if Don Bluth is still alive? If not, we need to resurrect him somehow.
Yeah,
we need
Don Bluth.
We need a remake of Anastasia.
He is still alive.
He lives? Well,
right now he is currently 87 years old.
Oh boy, okay. Right, it's going to be difficult to force him into holding a pencil again, but
I mean, he still does conventions and everything.
Yeah, if he does conventions, he's healthy enough to work. I agree. Ah, poor Don Bluth. That is one of the tragedies of the internet. How probably one of the best animated creators ever was basically destroyed by Disney. Ugh. Give him an AI and see what he comes up with. That way he won't have to draw anymore.
Yeah, it's like... Oh, here. It's like this guy posted a short interview with Don 2 months ago.
Ah, yeah. We need more. So I'm very, very glad that we are seeing a little bit of animation returning to Disney. God willing,
we also
it will
still
be
have
good.
We still have James Baxter too.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if Disney is the correct company to bring this back, but at least they've got enough money to finance it, so cross one's fingers. Hope for the best.
Service guarantees citizenship.
Oh, and Silveski Silvares for 69 Canadian. Thank you very much, sir. Hello, Sir Art and fellow foot lover, Lumi. Have you heard of the fires that are burning northern Canada? My house is gone. I went to Red Cross for assistance from the Fire Relief Fund, and they told me that it's not for white people, only natives. What the fuck?
What? Okay, one, I am sorry your house is gone.
Yeah, I'm very
Two,
sorry to hear that.
When isn't Canada on fire? In 3, what the fuck?
That is absurd. I have not heard about that, no.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yes,
I hope you're able to find some assistance because that, oh my god, that's fucked. I'm sorry you lost your house.
Yeah, that is genuinely tragic, my dude. I hope you're safe and everything, and that you'll be able to find either a native ID or... Fucking that can't be legal either. That can't be legal. There must be racial discrimination laws even in Canada. I hope.
Yeah, that man, I hope you find a good lawyer and maybe find a native wife to see if you can get around that.
Yeah, I would take notes of everything they tell you or even record them and then sue the shit out of them for that.
Yeah.
That is absurd. Second worst wildfire season. Canada burning like never before. I
swear to God, if the air quality down by me gets to the point of I can't go outside again, I'm going to wage my own personal war against Canada for being on fire.
It's devs' constant hot takes. That's what causes this. All devs' fault. All devs' fault. That chat says you should simply start identifying as a native. Yeah, oh, that's one solution. You're gonna argue? Elizabeth Warren was what, 1/8 Cherokee or something?
Yeah, something like that. Also, the goal of make Lumi small has been hit.
Small lum. Small lum on head. There we go.
Heresy's the question.
And thank you for making the goal chat. Good boys. Right. Let's do a little bit more of the super chats and then move on to the other bad news topic of today. Bloodthirsty, did they steal one of Greta's chromosomes? Yes, at birth, to make her more approachable by the EU bureaucrats that they wanted to peddle her to. Gigalord Arathamancer, greetings all. Lumi, what is the AMX 50? Yeah, Lumi.
AMX 50?
Huh?
Can I smell your feet?
Is that a gun?
Nope. It carries a gun.
Trick or treat. Can I
Is
smell
it a-
your feet?
Plane?
Nope.
Tank?
It doesn't fly.
Is it a tank?
It is a tank. No,
AMX 50.
I have lost.
it's French, so I don't know if we can really qualify it as a tank, but
Okay, so it's a French go-kart with a gun taped on top of it. Got it.
and it had an autoloader, which was cute for the time. Now, in fact, a lot of the French things had autoloaders. In fact, I
Oh,
think
I
they
see.
still have them. The French really like their autoloaders, probably because their tiny spaghetti French arms aren't capable of loading and firing shells like normal, good human beings. Sand Doom as well for the 50. Disney is probably looking at the rise of animation to mainstream and realizing they've made a horrific mistake. Now they are desperately scrambling to find ways to revive what they destroyed. Yep. Nope, largely, yep. Well, again, like I've said, Doom 3. The simple fact is, anyone can knock off Pixar. Anyone can make a knockoff Pixar project that looks like Pixar, that moves like Pixar, that sounds like Pixar. Anyone can do that. 2D animation is a lot harder. It's a lot more difficult. It has a lot more style. It has a lot more personality. And it can be made a lot more unique. You can even potentially copyright it for being unique. You can't copyright a fucking Pixar art style. And if Disney had stuck with it, they would have been in a position of absolute domination over the animation scene right now, but they selected to not do that, and instead make something that everyone with a fucking 3D rendering program can copy. Fuck Disney.
Yeah. It's like, even if they do want to do 2D and everything, then they just resort to the CalArts art style.
Terrible. Shame on Disney. Shame on Disney.
We're never getting another Who Framed Roger Rabbit, are we? Nope, we are not. Ugh, I love Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Such a movie. And the only time that that Disney and fucking Warner Brothers ever had their characters on screen at the same time.
I used to really like those good old things where they did 2D and real people at the same time. That was cute.
Yeah.
That was charming.
Need another Space Jam movie? No, the fuck we don't. We already got Space Jam 2, and that was shit. We don't need another one.
Did we get a Space Jam 2?
We did get a Space Jam 2 years ago.
Did we?
Yes, we did.
Apparently we did. That's not Michael Jordan. Who the hell is this basketball American? I don't like him.
We do not talk about Space Jam 2. Yeah, we do not talk about Space Jam 2.
See, Space Jam 1 was an excellent movie in many ways, but we must also point out that it did irreparable damage to countless human beings by introducing Lola the basketball bunny to the world.
Lola Bunny was a sexual awakening for a lot of people, huh?
Yeah, and that's a problem. A lot of people had never quite understood what they were. Like, am I gay? Am I straight? Suddenly they watched a movie and they go, no, I'm a furry. God damn it. I bet you they probably sexed her down from the sequel too, which on one hand shouldn't upset me, but on the other hand does upset me.
It's basically the principle of it at this point. Why did they desexify Lola Bunny?
See, I'm lucky. I grew up with Buffy on my television, which kept me safe from such degeneracies. We need to bring back reruns of Buffy. I heard they were rebooting it now, which sounds like a terrible fucking idea.
And also, Arch, you're telling me that you never watched Rock and Rule?
The what now?
Rock and Rule.
Trick or treat.
Never heard of it.
Sit on your feet.
Hold on.
Yeah,
There
it
you
looks
go.
old. That looks very old.
It's from 1983.
Yeah, that's pretty old.
It's a good movie.
I don't know. I don't trust Lum to tell me what is and isn't good.
It's a good movie.
I don't trust Lum to tell me what is and isn't good. How did we get onto this topic of Lola Bunny? Oh, Space Jam.
We were talking about Space Jam and good movies.
We'll just leave the furry on screen for a while in case Chat missed it. There you go, Chat.
Service guarantees citizenship.
I'm sure there was a good reason for this. Massive Doge One, there's a reason why actors were the lowest of the low back in the Roman Empire days. Yes, and we should have maintained that stance. Actors are disgusting creatures, barely worthy of human rights. Tarantin in Israel had such a big chance to claim the boat was full of tea and blow it up. How could they miss such a good choice? Yes. The fact that they didn't sink Greta Thunberg's boat was a crime against the rest of humanity. You could have simply disappeared. You didn't even have to admit that you did it. Just, jam the area to make sure they can't broadcast and then sink it. Then arrive on scene a couple hours later and go like, "Ah, damn. It sinkited. Couldn't find any survivors." Tragic. Mercenaries anyone? The Swedish chef is more human than Greta. Yes. Insane hippie sane. I doubt Iran has a nuke. The constant sabotaging, the centrifuge, and America literally stealing the enriched material they have. As for Russia, I think Putin remember Iran betraying them after the revolution. The Hillian Julo. I don't understand why the entire world hinges on this conflict. 24 regional conflicts that only locals, sans nuke powers, have a stance. Israel. Every nation on Earth has an official stance. Why so damn special? Because small hats. Literally. We feel bad about what happened to them. Alex Adamson, hello Arch. Fear not, I'm slowly making Lumi less ignorant on military affairs. She's actually absorbing information quite well. Is Lumi absorbent and porous?
Oh my god. It's like yesterday, finally sat down and watched Sharp. We watched the first 3 episodes of Sharp over on Kick. And it was quite fun. Alex was pointing out the differences between the show and the book. We were all having fun. We were just relaxing. Sean Bean is a very good actor. I love Sean Bean. And also, fuck Obadiah. He fucking sucks. Can't wait to watch more next Friday.
So I've been told by Google that apparently this is also called Sharp. This is probably what Lum was watching. Disgusting.
No! The Sean Bean show.
Disgusting, Lum.
The one from 1993. Sharp's Rifles was a good episode.
Sharp is pretty good. Sharp is a good show. And it has Sean Bean not dying in it.
Young Sean Bean just looks the same as Sean Bean of today.
Trick or treat. Can I smell your feet?
Close. Yeah. He does. Oh, I saw a meme on this. What was it? Boromir would have looked younger. He would. Boromir would have looked younger.
Great in audiobook format too. I want to get all the books. I think there's 20 of them. And it's not that bad. The pricing of them's not that bad. You get 20 books for about like $120. It's not bad at all.
Dreyfus, men like a cute face and a fat ass. Dear God, they've broken the code. And it was such a difficult one to break as well. Taratide, Arch, do a lore about Trazen, the Infinite. At some point? Sometime? Maybe? Possibly? Possibly. See, this is another thing we used to do better in the good old days, okay? We had variants of attractive in the good old days. We had different styles. We don't anymore. See, Stellar Blade, I will actually critique Eve for being a little boring, okay? Straight-haired, mostly, but a ponytail. Asian woman, big tits, big ass. Where's the flavor? Where's the crazy woman? I need the crazy woman. That's what we need. Crazy women. More crazy women. It's the only way we can advance as a society, Lum Lum. Hopefully Stellar Blade will introduce another female that is nuttier. Perhaps they'll do like Nier Automata and introduce one that has a dick for the devs in the audience. Taratine, why does Lum Lum sound like the East Island statue from Night of the Museum when it says Dum Dum? Because that's what Lum Lum is.
Shut up.
Reverend Norse, you missed my first super chat. The one about Kick. Did I? Are you sure?
Might have disappeared.
There
Sometimes
it is.
YouTube refreshes the page and then it's like, nope, you don't see this anymore.
No, my brain just ignored it because I think he's Swedish. Reverend Norse, got Kick for the TV, but no super chat. So I will chat on phone and YouTube while watching on Kick until change they're made. Lots of pro and anti-Israel chatters on the right these days. $10 on 2 mothers. Thank you very much. No, there is no super chats on Kick. There is subscriptions. I think that's it. No, the subscription over there are a lot more valuable, I think, because they take like 1%, whereas YouTube takes 30%. So we'll probably need to figure out some system of converting, Kick subscriptions into super chattings.
Yeah, for Kick the subscriptions, you get 95% of the revenue. They take 5%.
Yep. We should also, so they've got a thing over there that counts the weekly top gifters. We should have a reward system for that. Need to figure out
I got an
reward
idea.
system.
I got an idea.
Lumi
What?
foot pics?
No! God. Stop asking for them. Anyways. No, if they haven't like gotten a rat brick at all, why not just get them like a extra fancy rat brick for being the top gifters and whatever.
Rat bricks for top donators. We could possibly do that, yes. Rat bricks could work. I might do that. Something like that.
And also I am also doing my part in just lurking on Kick so you get that little extra bit of revenue for your stream, Archie.
So YouTube was apparently planning on introducing some sort of an XP system to chats. I don't think they've rolled it out yet, but I think
they
Coconuts...
haven't rolled it out they haven't rolled it out to everyone yet. I've seen Kibbs has it on his. I've seen a couple other people have it. I know you can opt on not participating, but I guess it's just a limited rollout right now until they just go.
Yeah, I see Coconut had it, and that's actually a good idea. Like, whoever is the most active gets like a point, like shout out at the end. Yeah, I'll do that. That sounds like a great thing. They can do a little shout out for whoever is the most active. Encourage engagement and fun for chat. It'll come up with some fun rewards. Speaking of fun rewards, Lumi, make dumb noises for a few seconds. Minutes, actually.
Oh, where are you going?
To look for something now.
Anyways, how are you doing, chat? I know, honestly, the only thing that I have to talk about right now is why is Sharp so good? Honestly, because from what Alex was telling me about Sharp's rifles, is that it has the biggest difference between the books, but apparently between episodes 2 and 3, they decided to skip 6 books. Like, what the fuck is that? I get it. They literally had a shoestring budget. Like, they probably had about $6 per episode. Oh my god, imagine that show with, like, a budget of, like, Lord of the Rings. Oh my god, that'd be so good. Ugh.
Yeah, more dumb
what else
noises.
was there?
Proceed. I'm still looking.
Shut up. I also wish that, like, especially after getting to know the fuckwit that is Obadiah, honestly, fuck Obadiah, I wish they would have, showed us some of Sharp's time in, where was he again? India? Yeah, I think he was in India in the prequel books, and that's where him and Obadiah really started their whole rivalry and wanting to kill each other. Granted, Obadiah has the devil's luck and will not fucking die. Like, Alex was telling me all the things that he managed to survive. He managed to survive being hung. He managed to survive getting, shot in the back with, what was it called? Grape shot, I believe, out of a cannon. It just all missed him. And I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ. I'm surprised you just discovered it. I have never heard of Sharp before. I have never seen anybody, even on YouTube, talk about Sharp. And I don't understand why. After only watching 3 episodes, which each of them are almost 2 hours long each, which, honestly, I don't mind. It's all fucking great. It's so good. It's so fucking good.
Aha!
Ugh, I can't wait to watch more. We're going to be watching more
found
Sharp
it.
next Friday. Shh. I'm finishing my thoughts. We're going to be watching
Don't have
more
thoughts.
Sharp next Friday over on Kick because it's free to watch on YouTube, so we just watch all the episodes and discuss on stream. Yay.
I am going to play Overlord, the video game, soonish. I'm just waiting for more art to be done. And I have commissioned the art, and it's looking very good. To the point where the artist also decided to give a little bit of a bonus, which is this, which is the 2 waifus.
Nice.
So this is the kind of bonuses we can start creating for the winners of weekly and monthly competitions. Yes, custom art slots. I like the idea of this.
Are these ones done by White?
Nope.
Who's the artist?
No, I can tell you.
Well, why?
Don't trust you.
What?
Never trust a woman, ever. They're dangerous.
Ugh.
So we have all
They're
kinds
sisters,
of...
FYI. So what? Who
Yeah,
cares
they
if
makes it
they're
better.
sisters?
Yeah, that's
Incest
only
is
makes it
wincest
better.
and all that shit.
Plus, there's not a harem route for Overlord 1, so this is just improved. Just improved. We do need to think of good rewards for people. I want them to do that ranking system on YouTube, ASAP.
Service guarantees citizenship.
Oh, goddammit, YouTube, why are you being so gay today? That is a question that I often ask you, YouTube, and you never answer. Grulgar, Ashley, the shooter was appointed by Tampon Tim. Atark. Atark? Nightmare, you missed my first Larry song. Eat curry. Curry.
Your treat. Can I smell your feet?
There. What was Doom? Arch, Lum. Can we turn the Middle East into Ground Zero? Ocean. Via atomic warfare. We could. There is possible to excavate that amount of dirt. It's possible. DC Titan, have you watched the live action Yamato movie? I have not. It's live action. Bad. And the Texan Bull. Yamato, it's a funny name for a coral reef. It is. But it's a good coral reef, though. Tulik, what is Lamlam's opinion to Inquisitor Lord Cripman? Letting your enemies fight each other is not always the best idea. Hey, Lamlam, what do you think about Cripman?
I don't know who that is.
That doesn't matter, Lamlam. You must have strong opinions, regardless.
Let nature take its course. I don't know.
I think that is precisely the problem in this case. Mr. Twisted Frenzy, hey Art, did you hear shit kicking off in Northern Ireland? This week feels like someone sparked up a powder keg and having it a chain reaction in the most random of places. A little bit. Scarf the Strange, who digs up a World War II battleship and puts space rockets on it. The Japanese when they're fighting aliens. Lumi loves feet, 2D animation won't fix shit scripts, I'm afraid. True, but he is also a writer, mind you, and a very good one as well.
Writer, director, producer, animator. Does a bit of everything.
So I guess we'll do, the poor little... Look at them. Look at the cute little waifus. Look at them. This is why you should compete to be top kick donator, chat, because then you can have custom things made.
You ignorant
Well, eventually.
slut.
Once I find out... Because I gotta find... Maybe we do separate things for Kick and YouTube. Maybe. But, despite the wonderfulness that is girls kissing, somebody decided to become an assassin. Clearly, nobody ever told him about the potential for this. In Minnesota, of all people. And I have confirmed it's not coconut, so don't worry. Although, he would be capable of something like this, I believe.
I could see Coconut doing something like this.
I can absolutely see Coconut doing something like this.
Hold on, I'm gonna send Coconut a message. Hey, so why did you do this in Minnesota, Coconut?
I could absolutely see it. No questions. The two Democratic lawmakers were shot in what appears to be a targeted assassination. So we've got assassinations in America now, which are relatively rare. There's been a couple assassinations on Republican lawmakers. Of course, they tried to shoot Trump like half a dozen times, and they got really close once. But the Democratic lawmakers have largely been pretty safe up until this point. And a lot of people are wondering, who exactly did this then? Is this another Democrat taking a shot at somebody for some minor disagreement? Or is this the first Republican assassin? Now, chat is pretty sure it was a Democrat who did it, 91%. And there is some evidence. So this is supposedly the shooter, bear you in mind, supposedly, we don't know for sure, who was appointed by Tim Walz, the governor, of course, of Minnesota, to the Governor's Workforce Development Board. Now, this in and of itself doesn't necessarily mean anything, as, you know, the governor probably just signs off on loads of these jobs every fucking day, so, you know. Doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it's a bit weird considering Tim Walz during the debate, of course. What was it he said? I'm friends with shooters?
Something like that.
Yeah, that's a bit weird. Bit weird for him to say things like that. And there's also this, which came out a little while ago, where the Minnesota claim, the officials, police, say that they have found no Kings flyers in the suspect's car. Now, the No Kings thing was supposed to be a parade/protest against, well, Trump, basically, organized by the Minnesotan lawmakers. This was going to happen quite a few places, and basically it was supposed to be an extension of the LA protests/riots.
Yep.
So the question is, okay, did he have the flyers in the car because he was pissed off about them and wanted to go stop it? Or did he have the flyers in the car because he was a part of it? So, who knows? He also supposedly had a hit list, including Governor Tim Walz, and also supposedly abortion clinics, which makes people lean more towards the idea that he was a right-winger again, too. What does Lum think? You have two choices, Democrat or Republican.
I honestly think it's probably a Democrat that's trying to make it look like he was right-leaning. Because especially since, like, you know, no other person was targeted, like, you know, shit was actually done besides the one person that was assassinated. I think that trying to plant a seed of, oh, this has to be a Republican because they wanted to go after abortion providers.
Well, I guess we'll see when they eventually catch up to the guy. Despite having the list of targets, though, he seems to have only gone after the one, so there is a certain argument that could be made for it to be disinformation. Sure. It's also
like until we actually see evidence in pictures, even if they're heavily censored pictures, but until we see official pictures come out, we shouldn't be reaching too much. But granted, people will probably say that, like, oh, it's this 100%. If you try to say it isn't, then you're just a bigot or whatever, or you support this shit or whatever.
conceivably, the Democrats do have more of a history of assassinations than the Republicans. Although I am actually at least partially on the deviant side of this, where MAGA has been radicalizing a bit more lately as well, so I'm not going to say it's impossible either. I don't know why they would choose to do this in Minnesota, though. I figured I thought there was a lot of just Democrats in Minnesota, more so than anything. I mean, it's a coconut state, so... Chat, at least, is completely convinced that they know. Chat knows. Chat understands. Mercenaries, anyone. My choice is MK Ultra brainwashing. Ah, little resident schizo. Don't encourage Dev. But listen, sometimes he has a point. It's not necessarily frequent, but sometimes it does happen. Well, I mean, there's also the potential that he wasn't politically motivated at all. It's possible that it was the wives' bull come to take revenge. He's a Democrat, after all. We cannot completely eliminate that possibility. Also, do we know if if one survived? Because I see headlines going 1 killed, 1 shot. So is the other person wounded? I think.
I think there was a couple of injuries, yeah.
Service guarantees citizenship.
2 couples shot. 2 couples shot at their homes in Minnesota. Okay, so this one is saying that 4 people were shot. Or they don't know what couples means. 1 out of 2. No, 2 couples. Killed State Representative Melissa Hortman and husband. Injured State Senator Hortman and wife. So 4 people? Or it might just be Twitter as well. And the car also was a police car, supposedly. And he was wearing a policeman uniform. Now, the guy we talked about earlier, the one that had been appointed by Tim Waltz, did own a security company, apparently. So it is conceivable that he could have ordered genuine police uniforms from that, because they do make police uniforms. They do sell those things, but normally you've got to prove that you're somehow affiliated with law enforcement to get them. For obvious reasons. Chat says they shot the dog.
Jesus Christ.
Critical, says chat. There you go. Now, this, of course, goes some way to illuminate the problem with extremism in the US, as we've had a bit too many of these now.
It's starting to get a tad bit worrisome. Just a little bit.
We had, of course, the famous ear incident when they tried to have a pop at the Donald Trumpolophagus. There has been, what was it? The one Republican was shot in a baseball field a few years ago. There was the crazy guy who broke into, that was a Democrat's home and attacked them with a hammer. And that turned out to be their old sex partner or something absurd like that.
Something like that.
There's been a bit too many political killings in the US as of late, where we're not quite reaching Mexican proportions yet of 60 people per election cycle, but this is not good by any stretch of the imagination.
It was Paul Pelosi. Oh yeah, Nancy was having a little bit of a hissy fit over that.
Oh yes, the Pelosi thing. So a lot of people are wondering which side he was on. I've seen that he apparently was retweeting a lot of anti-abortion things. At the same time, he was also supposedly a activist for the left for quite some time, so it seems maybe like it was some activist for either side or another that perhaps had a falling out with the political movement and then radicalized rapidly. That seems like it might be the most likely cause of all of this nonsense. And I don't really think de-escalation is on the card either, unfortunately. Everything is getting too goddamn fucking hot now. Especially if taking into consideration the first thing anybody is thinking now is, okay, which party was this guy working for? What is the political angle we can use here? Andy No says he's connected to African migrant group. As fuck it sounds like he has connections to half the things in the known universe at this point. African migrant groups, anti-abortion. Or he might simply just have been crazy. That is another good point, chat. He might simply just have been a nutty putty. This is also possible. America. Why must it be like this, Lum Lum?
I don't know. I don't know what's been put in the water. I don't know what the fuck is going on. People are going absolutely fucking insane. They're throwing bricks at cops. They're setting cars on fire. They're attacking people on the streets. And honestly, if people are attacking their cars and their civilians, those people should be able to legally run them over.
Why'd you want to run them over, Lum Lum?
The people that... Okay, if someone was attacking me outside of my car, I would want to run them over. I'm not just going to sit there and let them break through the fucking windows. No, there's suddenly going to be organic speed bumps.
Lum Lum. So violent. This is the reason why we have assassinations in America.
Arch, okay. Say that you are in your car. Say that you have a child in that car and someone else that you love. And someone just started trying to attack you, break into your car to try to drag you out. Would you just sit there?
Doesn't matter, Lum Lum. I'm in Norway. Doesn't happen here.
No, you got... No. There's no... I'm in Norway. No. You answer the question, Arch.
I'm in Norway, Lum Lum.
No. You answer the fucking question, Arch.
Civilized country.
I don't care if you're in Norway. This is a hypothetical. Answer the question, Arch.
Look at that.
Oh my god.
No need for any speed bumps, organic or otherwise. If only America could be more like this.
Oh my fucking god.
Everything would be fine. Bright, beautiful, and full of rocks. But no, instead America must try to be assassination.
Trick or treat.
Assassination capital of world.
It's not assassination if it's self-defense and you're protecting your family.
No, too spicy. It's upsetting. It is upsetting.
It is upsetting.
On the bright side, at least America is doing something right. So, a lot of people are wondering after the Doge revelations against all of the corruption, why nobody had been arrested for it. Well, there is now actually some legal action being taken in that regard.
Wow.
Yep. One Roderick Watson has apparently pleaded guilty to $550 million in bribes. Let's see here. Dating back to 2013.
Trick or treat. Can I smell your feet?
Who would have thought that US aid wasn't actually just a good boy thing after all? Wow. How weird. It turns out that aid to the foreign world is mostly just a slush fund. What a strange thing indeed.
You know, can we just have like at least a month where everything is just normal and it doesn't have to be nice, but just normal and tolerable?
Nope. Can't have it. Won't have it. Don't want to have it. 5 years behind bars. Fuck. 1 year per $100,000. You know, it's pretty cheap. Maybe fraud is the way to go. Maybe embezzling the government is the way to go. Lum, would you spend a year in jail for $100,000?
A year in jail for 100,000? No. I'd embezzle a lot more money before I'd get caught.
All right, come on. American low security jail. It's not too bad. You'll get a dormitory. You'll get little beds you'll have to share with like 4 other people. But you know, $100,000.
$100,000 is hardly anything in the U.S. right now, Arch. $100,000 doesn't even get you a house.
No, but that's why you'll live in prison for a year. You won't have to worry about it.
No. And also, I guess you misread. It's 100 million per year, not 100,000 per year, Arch.
Well, I won't take criticism about reading from you, so.
I'm reading what chat said, Arch.
550 million bribery. Yeah, sure, fair. Million is more than 1,000. Okay. Would you spend a year in jail for $100 million then, Lum?
A year in jail for 100 million? Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. But it's one of the shitty jails.
So that's fine. That's no better than a college dorm.
All right, Lum. In that case, I highly recommend you start embezzling the US government as soon as you can.
I'd probably only get a year and a slap on a wrist if I was a politician. I'm not a politician. I'm a fish on the internet. I'd probably get put away for life.
I wonder if they'll get asked to try and pay it back. I mean, not like they can, but... Surely you'd just transfer it off to an offshore account where they can't get to it, and then you spend your year in prison, and then you're rich. Yeah. More and more, I'm thinking that attempting to defraud the US government is not actually that bad of an idea. Chat, too, would spend a year in prison for 100 mil. Let's see, let's take a poll on it. Yes, no. Would you, chat, spend a year in prison? American prison. For $100 million. We'll see what chat thinks. Bearing in mind, you might get sodomized. Repeatedly. In fact, you're likely to get sodomized repeatedly. Especially if the inmates know what you did. The inmates might want a piece of that pie. Both metaphorically and physically. The pie being your ass in this case, by the way, chat, in case that was too subtle. And whilst chat argues amongst itself, let's do the super chats. Prison Warrior. Greetings, Arch, Fish, and Guest. We don't have one. We don't have one.
The
Last
guest
week
is
sent 4
Arch's other
super supers,
personality.
but Lumi did not have access to Streamlabs, so I did I waste my supers on the foundation, or is it store save somewhere? Also, Prince Eugen, Azur Lane for calendar. We haven't done that. We haven't started that yet. I'm probably starting that next month, honestly. I
And
have
also-
taken the funds.
Yes, Arch took the funds because I told him repeatedly, hey, I can't see Streamlabs because I can't log into your account. And then he tells me, that sounds like a personal problem.
It does sound like a personal problem. It sounds like an excuse.
Well then give me your login so then I can see it.
Figure it out, Lum Lum. Massive Doge 1. They fucked up so bad they need to bring back a veteran out of retirement. Yes, to fix Disney. Jetty Sickman, the only Yamato I know about was a StarCraft battleship upgrade. ArchCast avatar. We are still doing that. Yes, the Yamato cannon for StarCraft. Even I know about that one. Even I know. Ooh, correction, Arch. Mitt Karl is the best animation guy Disney ever had. He's the best animator in history. The peak of 9 old Disney men. Of the 9 old Disney men. Silver Sky Silvers donates 27 Canadian. Says nothing. He just feels like giving money. Thank you, Silver Sky. You're a good person. Consider yourself allowed into heaven. Shadowfox2300 has been a member for 7 months. I watched this stuff between Iran and Israel in real time, and my sleep is suffering because of it. Well, don't. Don't watch the Middle East when you're trying to sleep. It's not good for you. Oog, I dare you to read the Zootopia fan comic I Will Survive by Borba. Foot Fund. Well, it's just a little bit of abortion, right? It's not too bad. I've read worse. I've read significantly worse. Wrecked the Hull 420, thank you. About 30% of global container trade pass through the Suez Canal in the Middle East. If they get blocked by some force, prices would rise on a wide range of products. I think we should focus on the economic ramifications. Well, we create a fortress on the Suez Canal. There we go. And we care about anything getting close to it. Simple.
Trick or treat.
Nobody closes the Suez Canal. Scarf of the Strange. Imagine if Disney made a Sunjata animated movie. Sunjata. What is Sunjata? Oh, Marley. Oh, that guy. I remember that guy now. I mean, why the fuck not? Why you hating? Greta has protested against wind power. She is nuts. And Zootopia, Attack of the Furries. Yes, Greta Thunberg is insane. This has been proven. Young Hyuk, watch Chinese animation, Tales of Herding Gods. Problem is, the Chinese have they've got so many weird stories. I can't get into it. And I hate the Chinese language. I am sorry. I do not like the Chinese language. It sounds bad to me. I've grown up on too much Japanese. That's the problem. Matej Svezek, although I have watched quite a lot of Chinese propaganda live-action movies, which I quite enjoy. Matej Svezek, hello Arch, can we fund lore videos? I thirst for your Tankwell lore as you already did Ikit and Quick. Thank you for your hard work with gatekeeping than lore knowledge. Also be nice to your diversity hire.
Service guarantees citizenship.
Tankwell, I'd have to reread his books. And they're not very good, which means it'll be a pain. BWS, I don't know. I'm more than okay with Japan currently being the leading force in creative 2D animation. Now it's a bad time with all the censorship and puritanism for the US to take the candle back. I don't know. I think it actually is a good time because we're beginning to see woke slowly but surely start to ebb away. I think this would be a perfect moment to start relaunching old school entertainment again. Assuming it's done, well, which is a very large question mark. Very, very large question mark. Belial. So the Chinese slop you're talking about is all based off Chinese cultural stories, which are fairly good. They also have traditional animation too, as China realizes it can compete with the West. Yep. It knows that for the longest time, it thought it needed to subvert Western cultural institutions like Disney, until they realized that no, they've actually ruined enough of the West's culture and entertainment now to the point where they can pretty much just take over, and all they need to do is draw a woman with big booty. It's a tragic state of affairs, but it is nevertheless a true state of affairs. That's why they're investing massive amounts of money into their own entertainment as well, as all of that money they were pouring into Western companies, they figured that, well, why? We just don't need to anymore. We can just make our own and earn way more money off it as well. Scarf of the Strange, we need Drew Blank from Toonstruck. We do. Shadowfox2300, sup, Footfish? Man, I kinda wish Don Bluth would have just kept making movies. The man knew how to make a great movie and scary kids movies. That is true, but the problem is, I get why he didn't, because, I mean, it must be soul-crushing to make amazing stuff time and time again, and then not get the recognition you deserve, or good sales, basically because Disney, a mega corporation, is actively attempting to fuck you every step of the way.
Yeah. And like, I decided to look up why did Don Bluth leave Disney. And he said he felt the studio was losing its artistic soul and was being driven by corporate interests rather than creative vision. He believed Disney was becoming more focused on cost-cutting and less on quality of its animation. Bluth also felt his creative suggestions and concerns were being ignored. And then there's just a bunch of other stuff as well, but that's the tilde of it.
Yep.
Question. Fire is the answer.
Well, at least he's teaching some animation now, so maybe there'll be somebody new coming up there, but I don't know. The benefit of having a large company do this is because, of course, they have the money to actually do it and do it right and full scale. Whereas it's a lot more difficult for some rando. Especially in today's day and age, where even if you are that one rando, Netflix or Amazon will just come in and buy you out anyways. I hate that.
Yeah. Oh, and also Don Bluth left in 1979. I think that's when he started his own production company, right? I believe so. Yeah.
The Foot-Hating Fish gifted one subscription on Kick, which just happens to land in the lap of El Boog. You have found the Mexican. That counts triple. I'll count that as 5 donations. At least. Maybe even more. El Boog. Benny, unfortunately, almost all the good stuff I've seen for 2D animation in the West comes from the French in the last 10-15 years. Yep. Now, French animation is still doing okay, but it's all in French because they're xenophobic bastards, so never going to reach much of a wide market, I'm afraid. BWS, I thought Jerusalem's wildfires a few months ago, being the biggest in several decades, were bad, but holy shit, it looks bad in Canada now that I look. I mean, Canada's like 98% wild forest, and they probably don't trim it for ideological reasons as well. Guile Guy 52, Space Jam sucked. No, it didn't. Space Jam was excellent. What are you on about? Space Jam was fantastic. I don't understand. BB Bash, I can hear Lehman Russ screaming from within the warp every time furries are mentioned. Well, he's made a lot of them, so he has no right to speak. Giga Lord Rathamancer, NTR Queen Lumi. What was the Lockheed CL1201?
A Lockheed Seal 1201. I've heard Lockheed before, but I don't know the rest. Is that a boat?
You've heard about Lockheed, and you think it's a boat manufacturer.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, it was intended to do the same thing as a boat, sort of. So, Lum is 13% correct.
Shut up.
It was a highly theoretical flying aircraft carrier.
Oh, I see.
Because America figured, why not? And indeed, why not? Why shouldn't we do this? I see no reason why not. Seemed like a good idea to me. Why use good old boring boat aircraft carriers when you can use a flying one? J.D. Sickman, Foxy Maid Marian from the Disney animation Robin Hood was the OG furry instigator. Some of you aren't some of you are not getting into heaven, it's true. Marion wasn't even got. No, some of you are not getting into heaven. Mr. Twisted Frenzy, Arch, have you ever seen the movie The Secrets of Nim? I have seen that. Prism Warrior 1, congratulations on your rat mod, Lum. Does that mean Arch will have Rat Lumi on his head tonight, considering his love for Skaven? Rat Lum on head should make Arch happy.
Oh yeah, you guys didn't get to see my actual rat art. I know I showed it on my stream the other day. And next year, I am going to be starting a funding goal for a proper Skaven model for me. That'll be using for any TTRPG campaigns that I do.
Oh,
You
God.
ignorant
And
slut.
look at Lum, why?
What?
Firstly, why did you make Savvy show her feet on camera? Secondly,
I didn't.
why this? Why this?
What the fuck? What the fuck? Who made that? I have never seen this before in my life.
This is why Boog is important. He informs me of Lum's countless fucking degeneracies.
Why can't you show the cute art that I got?
You don't get any. It's mostly just this.
No! Look at I just posted it in my links though.
Right, fine, we'll show the rat art too, where Lumi insisted on having bare feet and toe rings.
Heresy's the question.
The
Well,
art
by,
is adorable. I love her.
by Lumi standards, that's less bad than normal, so. By Lumi standards.
I love my rat girl Neb. She is adorable.
A kite ski. No Lumi feet pic, only Barch feet pic. Chop chop. You can't make me show my feet. Dreyfy, Arch continued love of cheeky crazy bitches make me think he is not careful. He's gonna get Lorraine Bobbitt special. One day, protect your mini Arch. Lorraine Bobbitt. I heard of a woman who snipped off a man's penis when he slept with a scissor once. That might be her. Prism Warrior Arch, do you earn more money from Kick views than YouTube views? Does Kick have Superchats? This and previous Superchats for Prince Eugen as a lane for calendar. Lumi should play Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Epic
Fire is
soundtrack.
the answer.
I get more money from Kick views than YouTube views. Yes.
Arch also gets paid hourly over on Kick as well. He gets paid more the more people watch it.
Yes, so basically, if we had everyone on YouTube, 1,400 people, and if you don't want to use Kick to watch either, you could also just open it in a different window. Imagine that. But if we had 1,400 people watching over there, I think...
You ignorant
let me see. Let me actually do a quick calculator on that as a theoretical. Right, so that would basically be the equivalent of each viewer generating, judging by the monetization of previously, about $1 or so in total just from watching. Oh yeah, Kick is much better for that. Much better.
And here you go, guys, for those of you who had no idea Arch had a Kick channel. There's his Kick link.
Have I not added it into the thing here yet? I haven't. Gosh darn it. It's
I know you had
supposed
it on your last stream, but then you just never added it to your regular link.
Well, it was supposed to be there, but I'll blame Lum.
What?
I'll put that as that in there. Deeth6227. Although Lum is mean, here is money for his Sir Glorious Greatness at Arch of Terror. Also teach Lum Hoi 4 Fund. Ah yes, the Teach Lum Hoi 4 Fund. Where was that?
And let that extra money go towards a fund of our choice. Otherwise, Arch is is asking us to make him richer for nothing. Well, he did say that there would be a multiplier for any donations or, well, not donations, because there's no super chats over there yet. But for any gifted subscriptions that you guys put over there, he did say that there was going to be a multiplier. He just hasn't decided on what yet.
Well, the multiplayer is 30% regardless on Streamlabs and on Kick, because they take less.
Isn't Kick a gambling platform?
It probably is.
It's like it's funded by Stake, which is a gambling thing. But if you go on Kick, you can go to your settings and you can choose to hide any gambling streams, hot tub streams, shit like that.
Gambling in hot tubs.
So it does let you. So it does let you filter what you do and do not want to see.
Gambling in hot tubs.
Shut up, Arch.
So we've got $42 to the Lumi in Equestria at War stream. Good. Lum be Pony Lum. Pony Lum. Pony Lum. Pony Lum.
I mean, I already have a pony model, so.
Yep. We can set up our pony avatars in Equestria at War. That'll be real degeneracy.
Okay. Do you want me to get you a pony reactive, Archie?
I have a static one.
Yeah, we'll get you a pony reactive.
Thank you, Lum. Mechanics on duty. Art, how much to get you to play through Darkwood? I bet you'd finish before Lumi. Also, Carrie. Darkwood? How long is it? That usually determines how much I'll ask. Because if it's a short game, we might just do like 500 if it can be done in a couple of streams. If it's going to require like 3-4 streams, then it would be like $1,000. It's a horror game, but it's not that horror-y because it's top down. So I probably wouldn't be too affected.
How long it takes, it depends on like 1, how quickly you pick up on things. 2, how often you die. 3, how quickly you get missions done. So it could range from just 2 streams to 4 streams.
Well, I pick up on things extraordinarily quickly, so.
Well, then you could probably get it done in like 2 or 3 streams.
Mercenaries, anyone? Sisters make it better? That's true. That's how that works. Sisters do make it better. There, we can bring that up again. Better background. Better background. Gigatwin, my favorite part of Shop is still where Summerson gets addressed down. His superiors? Always remember, Major Lennox answered with his life, as you should have done if you had any shred of honor.
You ignorant slut.
It's been too long since I've watched Sharp. I might need to rewatch it. Marksman. 117 on Streamlabs. Honestly, I'm sitting back and enjoying the show. People are playing up all this too much. The LA ice riots is bad, but controlled and localized. Israel, sit back and watch sand people go boom. Not end of the world yet. What's the little dictator fund at? See, little dictator. My little dictator. It is at 205 now out of 600, so 2/3 of the way there. Hexy, his wife worked for Tampon Tim in 2010. Oh my god. Tim cuckheld him. Oh my Jesus, that's terrible. I don't like it, but it's probably the truth. Just a mapping. The House is split 50-50 in Minnesota. Maybe that's why. I mean, you'd think that the next Democrat on the list would take his spot, right? I thought. Typical kid, the left would rather have a peaceful riot than allow a white boy summer, since it's not lame and gay and nobody wants pride parades anymore. That's true. Nobody wants pride parades anymore. Knight of Caliban, based, Lum, based. BB Bash, didn't your ancestors like raid and pillage everyone else, Arch? What do you mean by a be more like Norway? Yes, and because of that, we've become a nice, civilized, peaceful civilization of winners. Primark, more like Norway, so black metal church burnings. We don't have a lot of those, although they did burn down my local church and replace it with one of those modern art churches, which I absolutely fucking despise. I hate them. Krieger for $100 on Streamlabs. Thank you very much, sir. More money to make Lum learn Equestria at war. Anyway,
Jesus.
142 out of 250 for Lumi Equestria at war. And I'll give half of that to Lum because she deserves that for needing to learn Hearts of Iron. And then we'll give 50 of it to YouTube because that's how that works. Annoyingly. That means I'll be paying Lum less than minimum wage, because that'll probably be a 20-hour campaign. God, I'll be paying her like $1 an hour. Minimum wage worker Lum. She thought Amazon was an abusive master. Turns out that was not the case. Mercenaries anyone? Even the biblical stuff is coming for Norway, Arch. No, we are immune. Because we are a good country. David the Red, YouTube, don't do the scrolly thing, you evil little piece of shit platform, you. I hate you. Don't crash either. You're crashing, aren't you? David the Red, driving out of a mod is legal in Florida. Mob, I'm presuming. In fact, it's encouraged by many sheriffs. If people die, it saves on tax dollars. Again, I love my country.
God bless America.
I mean, I do have to probably take the principled position that if you have the opportunity to legally run over a leftist, you should probably take it. It would improve many nations if that was made into more of a firm and solid law. Mercenaries anyone? Sorry, Lum, but every day is a new fresh hell.
You ignorant slut.
A fresh hell for Lum. YouTube. Dark Innovator. Lum, help me convince Art to play Lies of P. Surely with 3 very different stances and positions by process of elimination, it can only be good and worth exploring, damn it. Like,
It's a good game, Arch. Come on. There's so many different weapons. It's a good game. It's not that hard. You'll be able to pick it up very easily.
Of course it's not that hard, Lum. I'm already mastering Stellar Blade.
Stellar Blade's not that hard either.
It would be a simple game. It would be easy for me, but it's a weeaboo game with a femboy in it, and you like it. There's a lot of things against it, Lum.
They're both Korean games. They're both well made. There's hot women in there too.
But I'm not playing as them.
Archlight. It's a good game.
Mark to shame, just drove up on an NKVD protest. No, full communism. Should have fucked
And
20 things
also
years
Arch.
ago.
Arch,
I don't have a choice, Bart.
I
I'm
al-
stuck in the Middle East for a few months. Well,
I also said that
Good
Stellar
luck.
Blade is a good game. You met me while I was playing Stellar Blade, and you're happily playing it right now.
yeah, female character. Lysa P has a man, and we don't like that sort of stuff around here.
You don't want to play Twink Souls?
Nope. I don't want
But
to play
it's a
Twink
good
Souls.
But it's good.
Marked ashamed, every city hall in Washington has an NKVD protest. Oh, is that the No Kings rally? Probably is then.
Yep.
Sandum, Lumi, quit being lazy and get Asmongold on ArchCast. Yeah. Guests. Lum. Psst.
I'm trying to get guest scheduled, just nobody's answering me.
Lum, send them feet.
No!
BB Bash, I think that flying aircraft cannon was supposed to be nuclear powered too, which made it even more insane. I think so, yes. I mean, it's the only way you'd keep that thing in the air for a long enough period of time. And I think a flying nuclear aircraft carrier is very smart and something that we should encourage wherever possible. Magnus the Red 92, currently playing Stellar Blade on my Steam Deck and loving it. Western gaming industry is doomed, and I say let it burn. Yes. I say let it burn too. I don't like it. Ah, look at that, Lum. Kick chat knows. When playing Lysa P, you're obliged to say no homo every 5 minutes. Yeah. It's gay. Gay, Lum. Gay. You like a gay video game, Lum.
I do. Because I like when two hot women kiss.
Dreyfy, I thought the OG furry was Nala from The Lion King with the fuck me eyes. Okay. I saw a tweet about that. About how Nala was what launched them into the furrydom. And this isn't even furry, chat. This isn't furry. This is just bestiality. Don't fuck Nala. I don't care how she looks at you. That is utterly irrelevant. That is not a legal excuse. You cannot go into court going, listen, Your Honor, the horse was giving me bedroom eyes. I had to.
And that's probably the defense Mr. Hand should have had.
It's not how that works, chat. It's never how that works at any point whatsoever. God help me. Modrazan Lum wants footies in her tum-tum. Oh, disgusting.
What? No.
Scarf of the Strange. First fish, now mouse. Arch really is a cat. And Lumi is a cat toy.
Trick or treat. Can I smell your feet?
I want to point out, too. Lion penis is barbed, okay? Lion penis bad. Moments after Nala gave those bedroom eyes, Nala was screaming in pain and agony. Do not follow this example. And no, chat, that is not an argument for fucking lions as a human being either. It's not. Cease.
Hey, Arch. I was just scrolling past Rima's stream because she's streaming right now. Why is she mixing cake batter with a paintbrush?
Because she's Canadian?
Rima, what are you doing?
There's far too many people on Twitter who want to fuck animals.
Trick or treat. Can I smell your feet?
I think I am going to close this window and never open it again. Wrath Simulation 115 has been a member for 5 months. Thank you very much, sir. You are all wrong about the Holy Land. Jerusalem belongs to the Italians. Maybe the people of Chicago now. Put this $5 to Fire Emblem 8. I like the idea of giving it to Chicago. There's probably more Romans there than there are in Italy these days anyways.
Why would you want to go to Chicago?
Pizza.
You know what? Fair. I've been to a fair few of the pizza joints over there. Ugh.
Most next anyone, Rat Girl makes too many go wood. Oh. Filth. Bernard Logan, Chell sparked my love for busty Latina women and gold. See, that is a far more healthy obsession, okay? Instead of wanting to fuck literal animals, people should want to screw Mexicans. It's 9% less bestiality. Hmm. 9%, maybe 5%. Mexicans are basically animals too, but at least they're correctly shaped. Lurker, Skaven Lum Lum can cast 13th spell on me. God. Drakus Luther, you, the rat girl, is ugly and disgusting. Get out of my sight. I don't want to catch the black plague through the screen. I don't want rat Lum Lum. We need cow Lumi with massive V-cup honkers instead.
Okay, but funnily enough, with the campaign that I'm playing right now, the rat people are called Plagueborn. So she does have the plague.
There you go. Venereal diseases. Out every wahoo. Artemis Fowl, thoughts on police refusing to release another left-wing murder manifesto? Last time Dev told me they don't release it when the shooter was dead. Well, he's alive this time, and they don't want to. Because Dev said that they shouldn't. That's why. Although the police not releasing it does suggest that he was probably on the wrong political spectrum. Well, they might release it eventually. They might think that, I can see a reason why you wouldn't. Copycat killers, basically. Not to stir things up. Wait a couple of weeks. See what happens. Not the worst thing in the entire universe. Silver Sky Silvers is Lum Lum technically an Amazonian muscle Lum Lum?
It can't be Amazonian. I'm only 5 feet tall.
Yes, and 5 feet wide due to her butt.
Shut up, Arch.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go with no on that one. Too wide. Reverend Norse, Arch, Lum Lum had us already found evidence of your early horse degeneracy in the Gunsman video. The honest mountain monkey, the horse sussy calls you. What is wrong with you people? What is wrong with you?
I mean, I was watching your guardsman videos on Wednesday.
Listen, it came up on Google Images. I couldn't resist.
Yes, I seen you wrote that on the picture.
President 101, the VTuber Pheromone has been getting into 40k lately. Pheromone? Yes, that's the name. And she appears to be generally interested in learning more about 40k. You should try to invite her to the ArchCast so Arch can educate another VTuber. Prince Eugen. And good night. Good night to you too, Prison Warrior.
You will have to see if she has already been warned by everybody else.
Why do people give themselves these silly names? I think YouTube, not YouTube, I think Lum Lum was trying to invite one person who was literally named Your Pal's Anus or something.
Oh, your pal Anus. That is Gundam's artist and assistant. But yeah, she will be joining us on the ArchCast in July. That'll
Lum
be fun.
Lum thirsts for the anus.
No, she's a sweetheart.
Max Swordsman, so since we're talking about messed up stuff, have you seen the Kamala Harris 2028 campaign poster that leaked a few days ago? You'll know it when you see it. It has 5 people in a circle looking very suspect. I would love to see Kamala Harris run again. That would be great. That cannot be real. Yeah, there's no way that is real, because that is very clearly 5 people holding another's penises. Yeah, oh, I think it's fake. I'm sorry, guys. Even the Democratic Party is like, nope, nope. Five Guys circle jerking is not actually a political campaign poster. It would be funny if it was, but no. That's too ridiculous, even by Democrat standards. Akaitski, meow. Curry and Archfeet. What? Why? Dryfee, also, for all the hate, the left have for attractive women. I remember them praising Bayonetta when they thought she was a big old lesbian and considered her a gay icon, then started hating her when she got with a guy and had a kid. Well, yes. Because remember, being a progressive means you must be able to hold two contradictory positions at the same time. It's a baseline requirement. Hiccups? Dicks. Kamala in the middle. Mouth agape. Kamala Harris takes it from the people.
No!
Kamala Harris will receive your vote. She's not really hot enough, though. And if anything, I think it would severely discourage people for voting for her in that case, so... Yeah.
I mean, if the furries couldn't mobilize people with hyena Kamala, I don't know what will.
I almost... We should have voted for Kamala Harris just for that. I think it would have been funny to send her off to deal with foreign politicians. Painted on yes, Kamala Harris hyena art painted on the side of Air Force One. Yes.
No.
Yes. Yes.
No.
I see absolutely nothing wrong with that. It would send a powerful message to other world leaders.
That she'll dick you?
Yes.
As she lands in your country?
Mm-hmm.
I see.
I see nothing particularly wrong with that whatsoever. Boog has sent more shell art to alleviate the Kamala Harris circle jerk poster. Good. Good. That is a far happier note to end things on.
You ignorant slut.
Must nice anyone? Now, we know what war mean. You really like Arch. Syntax. We know what horse mean? I was sent a funny horse meme by like 3 people a while ago. I think it was AI generated, so it'd probably be safe to play on YouTube, but I think the words in it would not be safe to play on YouTube, so I shan't. Bukaki Kamala with your vote. Bring out the vote. Shoot the vote? Shoot the vote sounds bad. The DC Titan, not a political poster, but it is their political platform. Yes. And with that, I think we are at an end. Yes. You've gotten through everything today. The process of reading Superchats whilst the topic is going seems to encourage further Superchats. We might adopt this in the future.
Man, imagine not letting them pile up.
Yeah, imagine if Lum didn't let that happen.
What?
Blame the Lum.
Half the time I'm telling you, hey, read the super chat, and you're like, me after this, Lum.
And Battlecast on Rumble. Question for the panel. What are your thoughts on MatPat getting into politics? Best of luck to him.
It's really interesting, honestly. I will be following what he does, because he seems like he wants to actually do something for content creators. And
No, he's
who
not.
better than somebody who's been doing this for, 10 to 15 years for him, I believe?
Listen, MatPat's a communist.
Is Matt Pat a commie?
MatPat's a progressive communist.
Huh.
I think he's going to make everything worse for everyone, but I also think that as a politician, he is now at significantly higher risk of both being assassinated and just having a really terrible life. That's why I want him to stick with it. But it's gonna be shit. I like because the entire idea of, oh, we're gonna bring in content creators. Yes, these are the content creators they will bring in. These are the people they will introduce. All of the flags, all of the progressive politics, all of the communism, all of it. These are the ones they will pretend to listen to. This is not a good thing. This is a terrible thing for us. But the increased suffering of a communist sort of outweighs this for me. Plus, look at him. This does look like the kind of guy who could help Kamala bukkake the vote.
Shut the fuck up, Arch.
Imagine him draped in that voter goo. Dripping.
No.
Sticky.
Shut up.
I mean, look at him, Lola. He's gotten sticky before.
No, shut
That
up.
is the face of the man that has been ejaculated on more than once. I can guarantee you that much. He has a fucking wrist jewelry. That man is gay, Lum. That man is very gay. What's the load? Dreyfus, wasn't Harris accused of sleeping and sucking her way to the top of her political opponents? Yes. Probably because she did. Silver Sky, Silvers, put my Superchats towards Curry. Spread the pain. And Sanddoom, can we get an Ogren Dev PNG for ArchCast? We can get a particularly lowbrow dev. Yes. That we can switch over when he provides particularly silly commentary. He may be gay, but is he homosexual? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that he's gay. A typical Californian as well, yeah. Okay, the moment that they bring somebody like PewDiePie up to represent content creators, I'll be happy. But they won't, because they need gay race homosexuals. And that's why they looked for California and game theories to represent us.
Yeah, but also PewDiePie is living his best life in Japan right now, raising his son and enjoying life with his wife.
Yeah, well, he's gonna have to enter politics.
No, let the man be happy.
Nope.
He has won. Leave him be.
I don't desire his happiness. In another 2 decades or so, maybe we'll see some motion on this in the political sphere, but not now. Not with MatPat. Not gonna happen. Alright. And since we are at an end there... Oh, no. Dreyfus, I do not know who this homosexual gay man is. Good for you. You have won at life. You should continue to not know. But he is going to be passing legislation that will affect you soon. Why, Hayden, Star Fox made so many furries. Star Fox? Surely not.
Somebody said one good thing about MatPat is back when the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's was canceled due to his right-leaning vote sleeve, Matt stood up for him. Can't say that for Jim, Stephanie Sterling. No. But yeah, I guess Matt defended the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's, so there's that at least. He's not a complete shitheel, but he's a commie, so unfortunately that just kind of ties him.
Possibly, but again, that's probably just because the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's has had sex with him.
Jesus Christ.
And impersonating anyone. MatPat is a backstabber. I don't trust him at all. See? Backstabber. Back shot.
Shut up.
He's to be Titan. He's a theater kid. Enough said. Yep.
I was a theater kid.
Yep. And look at you.
Sorry, I'm a fish on the internet.
Now, before more come in, until next time, chat, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for watching on YouTube and Rumble and Kick and everywhere. And we will see you all again tomorrow with Barotrauma, which will be the last Barotrauma for a little while, possibly, as I've recently been informed that I must go to Germany next week. End of next
Why are
week,
you
mind
going
you.
to Germany next?
I have to. Business.
Do
Official
you
business.
need me to do any streams then, or you're going to be back in time?
I don't remember when I leave.
Oh my god. Alright, then let me know so I can get some things figured out.
I'll think about it.
Oh my god. We'll play it by ear, guys.
Until next time, have a good night, chat.